In Montana, you won't find many people that have experienced a hurricane, but it's not something you forget. I've been through several myself. I lived in Florida for 15 years when storms like Andrew, Wilma, and Katrina all hit the state. And just like the woman I'm about to introduce you to, I currently have loved ones riding out the storm.
I basically grew up in Florida and spent my whole life there and have experienced more hurricanes than I can count.
D.C Alhert now calls herself a Montanan, but for the majority of her life, she lived in Florida and knows firsthand the devastation a hurricane can cause.
Every year you get your hurricane kit ready and you hunker down. So you make sure you have all the water and the flashlights and the tarps and not the last year I was there, but the year before, we had 4 hurricanes. And one of those years, I lost my fence and I lost my roof.
Hurricanes can take a personal toll on families, but for Alert, she dealt with the storms on an even bigger level while working for Disney helping stranded visitors.
Make sure, like I said, the guests are fed. They're still at the hotels. They still need services. They still need to be entertained. There's so many children that are there that are impacted by this.
Like many families in Florida, Alert knows how difficult it can be deciding whether to evacuate or whether to stay. She remembers a time she chose to stay put with her dogs and her mom and ended up regretting it.
We slept on the couches in the living room, and it sounded like aliens were on top of our roof. It was scary, hearing it. Thinking back now that if I ever experienced that same type of hurricane, I probably would have sought shelter.
She also knows how long it can take to recover once the storm is gone.
I remember one time it took about 2 weeks to get our power back on. And then like gas stations, they couldn't get because of infrastructure. They could not get the gas there.
But what she remembers most from her time in Florida isn't what her family didn't have, but what they received. Communities coming together in a time of tragedy and helping one another.
It's amazing how people open up their arms and their homes and their, hey, I've got extra this, I've got extra that. I wasn't hit bad. What can I donate? What can I bring to the shelters? I had, things left over. Luckily, I have power or, those things. So you offer it to friends and family.
In Billings, Phil Van Pelt, MTN News.